Introduction to Sports Nutrition. Sports nutrition is a specialized field focusing on the dietary needs of athletes and active individuals. It aims to optimize performance, enhance recovery, and support overall health through strategic food and fluid intake. Understanding the unique demands placed on the body during physical activity is paramount for effective nutritional planning. This discipline considers various factors such as exercise type, intensity, duration, and individual physiological responses. Proper nutrition can significantly impact an athlete's ability to train effectively, compete at their best, and prevent injuries. It is a dynamic field that continually evolves with new scientific research and practical applications. This course will provide a foundational understanding of these principles. The primary goals of sports nutrition include providing adequate energy for training and competition, promoting adaptation and recovery from exercise, and maintaining optimal body composition. It also focuses on supporting immune function and reducing the risk of illness or injury. Tailoring nutritional strategies to individual athletes requires careful consideration of their specific sport, training phase, and personal preferences. This holistic approach ensures that dietary interventions are both effective and sustainable for long-term athletic development. Effective sports nutrition is not just about eating healthy. It is about strategic fueling for peak physical output. Macronutrients. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the body's primary and most efficient source of energy, especially during high-intensity exercise. They are stored as glycogen in the muscles and liver, providing readily available fuel for physical activity. Athletes require a higher intake of carbohydrates compared to sedentary individuals to replenish glycogen stores and sustain performance. Complex carbohydrates, found in whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, provide sustained energy release and essential nutrients. Simple carbohydrates, like those in sugary drinks, offer quick energy, but should be consumed strategically, often during or immediately after intense exercise. The type and timing of carbohydrate intake are crucial for optimizing athletic performance and recovery. Adequate carbohydrate intake prevents fatigue and supports training adaptations. The recommended daily carbohydrate intake for athletes varies significantly based on their training volume and intensity. Endurance athletes, for instance, typically require a higher percentage of their total daily calories from carbohydrates. Carbohydrate loading is a strategy used by some endurance athletes to maximize glycogen stores before prolonged events. This involves increasing carbohydrate intake while tapering training in the days leading up to competition. Post-exercise carbohydrate consumption is vital for rapid glycogen replenishment, which is essential for quick recovery and preparing for subsequent training sessions. Understanding these nuances is key to effective sports nutrition planning. Macronutrients. Proteins. Proteins are fundamental for muscle growth, repair, and maintenance, making them crucial for athletes. They are composed of amino acids, the building blocks of tissues, enzymes, and hormones. During intense exercise, muscle fibers undergo microdamage, and protein intake is essential for their subsequent repair and adaptation. Athletes generally require more protein than sedentary individuals to support these processes and optimize recovery. Sources of protein include lean meats, poultry, fish, eggs, dairy products, legumes, and nuts. The quality of protein, determined by its amino acid profile, is also an important consideration for athletes. Consuming a variety of protein sources ensures a complete amino acid intake. The timing of protein intake is particularly important for athletes, especially post-exercise. Consuming protein within a few hours after training can significantly enhance muscle protein synthesis, aiding in recovery and adaptation. This anabolic window is a key concept in sports nutrition. While protein supplements can be convenient, whole food sources should always form the foundation of an athlete's diet. Excessive protein intake beyond what the body can utilize does not offer additional benefits and can even lead to other health considerations. Therefore, Balancing protein intake with carbohydrate and fat needs is essential for a well-rounded sports nutrition plan. Macronutrients, fats. Dietary fats are an essential macronutrient, playing crucial roles in energy storage, hormone production, and the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. While often misunderstood, healthy fats are vital for overall health and athletic performance. They provide a concentrated source of energy, particularly important for long-duration, low to moderate intensity exercise. Healthy fats include monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, found in avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil. Saturated fats should be consumed in moderation, and trans fats should be largely avoided due to their negative health implications. Athletes need to ensure adequate fat intake to support cellular function and maintain hormonal balance. Fat also contributes to satiety, helping manage appetite. Fats are a critical component of cell membranes and are involved in various metabolic processes. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like salmon, are particularly beneficial for athletes due to their anti-inflammatory properties, which can aid in recovery and reduce muscle soreness. While fats are a slower source of energy compared to carbohydrates, their high caloric density makes them an efficient fuel for prolonged activities. The balance of different types of fats in an athlete's diet is important for optimizing health and performance. Incorporating healthy fats into meals and snacks contributes to a well-rounded and effective sports nutrition plan. It is not about avoiding fats, but choosing the right ones. Micronutrients, vitamins. Vitamins are organic compounds essential for numerous physiological processes, including energy production, immune function, and bone health. While they do not directly provide energy, they act as cofactors for enzymes involved in metabolism. Athletes, due to increased metabolic demands and potential losses through sweat, may have slightly higher requirements for certain vitamins. Vitamins are broadly categorized into fat-soluble A, D, E, K, and water-soluble B vitamins, C. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains typically provides sufficient vitamin intake. However, specific deficiencies can impair performance and recovery. It is crucial to obtain vitamins from food sources primarily. Vitamin D is particularly important for athletes, playing a key role in bone health, muscle function, and immune system regulation. Exposure to sunlight is a primary source, but dietary intake from fortified foods and fatty fish is also important. B vitamins are vital for energy metabolism, converting carbohydrates, fats, and proteins into usable energy. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant, supporting immune function and collagen synthesis, which is important for connective tissue health. Over-supplementation of vitamins can be harmful, so a food-first approach is always recommended, with supplementation considered only for diagnosed deficiencies or specific needs under professional guidance. Micronutrients, minerals. Minerals are inorganic substances crucial for a wide range of bodily functions, including bone formation, fluid balance, nerve transmission, and muscle contraction. Like vitamins, they do not provide energy directly, but are indispensable for metabolic processes. Athletes have particular needs for certain minerals due to increased losses through sweat and higher metabolic turnover. Key minerals for athletes include calcium, iron, zinc, magnesium, and sodium. A deficiency in any of these can significantly impair performance, recovery, and overall health. Obtaining minerals primarily from a diverse diet is the most effective strategy. Whole foods offer a complex matrix of nutrients that work synergistically. Calcium is vital for bone health and muscle contraction, particularly important for athletes at risk of stress fractures. Iron is essential for oxygen transport in the blood, and deficiency can lead to fatigue and reduced endurance. Magnesium plays a role in muscle and nerve function, blood glucose control, and energy production. Zinc supports immune function and wound healing. Sodium and potassium are critical for fluid balance and nerve impulses, especially important for hydration during exercise. Monitoring mineral status, particularly iron in female athletes, is important. supplementation should only be considered under medical supervision after a diagnosed deficiency, as excessive intake can also be detrimental. Hydration and electrolytes. Proper hydration is fundamental for optimal athletic performance and overall health. Water constitutes a significant portion of body weight and is involved in countless physiological processes, including temperature regulation, nutrient transport, and joint lubrication. Dehydration, even mild, can significantly impair physical and cognitive function, leading to reduced endurance, strength, and concentration. Athletes are particularly susceptible to dehydration due to increased fluid losses through sweat during exercise. Monitoring hydration status, often by urine color or body weight changes, is a practical strategy. Maintaining adequate fluid intake before, during, and after exercise is crucial for preventing performance decrements. Water is the most essential nutrient for life. Electrolytes, such as sodium, potassium, chloride, and magnesium, are minerals that carry an electric charge and are vital for maintaining fluid balance, nerve impulses, and muscle contractions. These are lost in sweat, and significant losses, especially during prolonged or intense exercise in hot environments, can lead to imbalances. Replenishing electrolytes, particularly sodium, is important to prevent hyponatremia and support rehydration. Sports drinks can be beneficial for activities lasting longer than an hour, as they provide both carbohydrates and electrolytes. For shorter durations, water is usually sufficient. Individual sweat rates vary, so personalized hydration strategies are often necessary for optimal performance and safety. Energy systems in exercise. The human body utilizes three primary energy systems to produce ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the direct source of energy for muscle contraction. These systems operate continuously, but are recruited to different extents depending on the intensity and duration of exercise. The phosphagen system, ATP-PCR, provides immediate short-burst energy for activities lasting up to 10 to 15 seconds, such as a sprint or a heavy lift. It relies on stored ATP and creatine phosphate within muscle cells. This system is anaerobic, meaning it does not require oxygen, and has a very high power output but limited capacity. Understanding these systems is fundamental for tailoring training and nutrition. The glycolytic system, anaerobic glycolysis, takes over for activities lasting from approximately 15 seconds to 2 to 3 minutes, like a 400-meter sprint or a series of high-intensity intervals. It breaks down glucose from glycogen or blood sugar without oxygen, producing ATP and lactic acid. While still anaerobic, it has a higher capacity than the phosphagen system, but a lower power output. Finally, the oxidative system, aerobic respiration, is the primary energy source for prolonged low to moderate intensity activities, such as long-distance running or cycling. It uses oxygen to break down carbohydrates, fats, and sometimes proteins, producing a large amount of ATP with no fatiguing byproducts. This system has the highest capacity but the lowest power output, making it ideal for endurance. All three systems work in concert. Metabolism during aerobic exercise. During aerobic exercise, the body primarily utilizes the oxidative energy system, which requires oxygen to break down fuel sources. Carbohydrates and fats are the main substrates for ATP production in this system. At lower intensities, fat is the predominant fuel source, as it provides a vast energy reserve and can be metabolized efficiently with ample oxygen. As exercise intensity increases, the reliance shifts towards carbohydrates, which can be metabolized more rapidly to meet the higher energy demands. This metabolic flexibility allows the body to adapt to varying exercise intensities and durations. The efficiency of oxygen delivery and utilization is a key determinant of aerobic capacity. The continuous supply of oxygen to muscle cells allows for the complete breakdown of glucose and fatty acids into carbon dioxide and water, generating a large amount of ATP. This process occurs primarily in the mitochondria. Endurance training enhances the body's ability to utilize fat as fuel, sparing glycogen stores and delaying fatigue. This adaptation is achieved through increased mitochondrial density, improved enzyme activity, and enhanced blood flow to working muscles. Proper nutrition, particularly adequate carbohydrate and fat intake, is crucial for supporting aerobic metabolism and optimizing endurance performance. Hydration also plays a significant role in maintaining metabolic efficiency during prolonged activity. Metabolism during anaerobic exercise. Anaerobic exercise refers to high-intensity, short-duration activities where oxygen supply is insufficient to meet the energy demands. During such activities, the body primarily relies on the phosphagen and glycolytic energy systems. The phosphagen system provides immediate ATP for explosive movements, utilizing stored creatine phosphate. This system is crucial for power-based sports like weightlifting or sprinting. As these stores deplete, the glycolytic system becomes dominant, breaking down glucose without oxygen to produce ATP. This process is faster than aerobic metabolism but less efficient and produces lactate as a byproduct. Understanding this shift is vital for training and recovery. Lactate, often mistakenly called lactic acid, is produced during anaerobic glycolysis and can accumulate in muscles, contributing to fatigue and the burning sensation experienced during intense exercise. However, lactate is also a valuable fuel source that can be used by other muscles or converted back to glucose in the liver. Training adaptations for anaerobic exercise include increased enzyme activity in the glycolytic pathway and improved buffering capacity to tolerate higher levels of lactate. Nutritional strategies for anaerobic exercise focus on maximizing glycogen stores and supporting rapid ATP regeneration. Creatine supplementation is often considered to enhance the phosphagen system, while carbohydrate intake supports glycolysis. Fueling before exercise. Pre-exercise nutrition is crucial for optimizing performance and preventing fatigue. The primary goal is to provide adequate energy, primarily from carbohydrates, to top up glycogen stores and maintain stable blood glucose levels. A meal consumed 2 to 4 hours before exercise should be rich in complex carbohydrates, moderate in protein, and low in fat and fiber. This composition ensures slow, sustained energy release and minimizes gastrointestinal distress. Examples include oatmeal with fruit, a turkey sandwich on whole wheat bread, or rice with lean chicken. Individual tolerance to different foods varies, so athletes should experiment during training to find what works best for them. Closer to exercise, within 30 to 60 minutes, a smaller, easily digestible carbohydrate snack can be beneficial, especially for high-intensity or prolonged activities. This could be a banana, a small energy bar, or a sports gel. The aim is to provide a quick energy boost without causing digestive issues. It is important to avoid foods high in simple sugars right before exercise, as they can lead to a rapid spike and subsequent crash in blood glucose. Hydration is also a key component of pre-exercise fueling. Athletes should aim to be well hydrated before starting their activity. This strategic approach ensures the body is primed for optimal performance. Fueling during exercise. Fueling during exercise is essential for maintaining performance, especially during prolonged or high-intensity activities. The primary goal is to provide readily available carbohydrates to prevent glycogen depletion and sustain blood glucose levels. For activities lasting longer than 60 to 90 minutes, consuming 30 to 60 grams of carbohydrates per hour is generally recommended. This can be achieved through sports drinks, energy gels, or easily digestible snacks like fruit or energy bars. The type of carbohydrate matters. A mix of glucose and fructose can enhance absorption and utilization. Consistent intake helps delay fatigue and maintain focus. Hydration remains paramount during exercise. Athletes should aim to drink fluids regularly to replace sweat losses and prevent dehydration. Sports drinks not only provide carbohydrates, but also electrolytes, which are crucial for fluid balance and nerve function, especially in hot environments. For shorter durations, under 60 minutes, water is usually sufficient, but for longer sessions, sports drinks become more beneficial. Individual sweat rates and tolerance to different fuels vary, so personalized strategies are key. Practicing fueling strategies during training is vital to avoid gastrointestinal issues during competition. Effective in-exercise fueling directly impacts endurance and performance outcomes. Recovery nutrition post-exercise. Post-exercise nutrition is paramount for optimizing recovery, repairing muscle damage, and replenishing energy stores. The recovery window, typically within 30 to 60 minutes after exercise, is a critical time for nutrient intake. The primary goals are to replenish muscle glycogen, repair muscle tissue, and rehydrate. Consuming a combination of carbohydrates and protein is most effective. Carbohydrates quickly restore glycogen, while protein provides amino acids for muscle protein synthesis and repair. The ratio of carbohydrates to protein, often recommended, is 3:1 or 4:1, depending on the intensity and duration of the exercise. This strategic intake accelerates the recovery process. Rehydration is another crucial aspect of post-exercise recovery. Athletes should aim to replace 125 to 150% of the fluid lost during exercise, consuming water and electrolyte-rich fluids. Sodium is particularly important for stimulating thirst and aiding fluid retention. Examples of effective recovery meals or snacks include a fruit smoothie with protein powder, chocolate milk, or a turkey and vegetable wrap. While the recovery window is important, total daily nutrient intake remains the most significant factor for long-term recovery and adaptation. Consistent, balanced nutrition throughout the day supports overall athletic health and performance. This holistic approach ensures sustained progress. Nutrient timing principles. Nutrient timing refers to the strategic consumption of macronutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, around exercise to optimize performance, recovery, and adaptation. While total daily intake is paramount, the timing of nutrients can provide additional benefits, especially for elite athletes or those with specific performance goals. The three main phases of nutrient timing are pre-exercise, during exercise, and post-exercise. Each phase has distinct nutritional goals tailored to the physiological demands of the body. Understanding these principles allows for a more precise and effective fueling strategy. It moves beyond simply eating healthy to strategically fueling the body. Pre-exercise timing focuses on topping up glycogen stores and providing sustained energy. During exercise, timing aims to maintain blood glucose and replace fluids and electrolytes, preventing fatigue. Post-exercise timing is crucial for replenishing glycogen, repairing muscle tissue, and rehydrating. While the concept of an anabolic window immediately post-exercise is widely discussed, recent research suggests this window may be broader than previously thought, extending several hours. However, consuming nutrients sooner rather than later is generally beneficial. Individual responses to nutrient timing vary, so personalized experimentation and professional guidance are often recommended. This nuanced approach helps athletes maximize their training efforts. Weight management for athletes. Weight management for athletes is a complex topic, distinct from general population weight loss, as it must prioritize performance and health. Athletes often aim to optimize body composition, reducing body fat while maintaining or increasing lean muscle mass. This is crucial for sports where power-to-weight ratio is important, or where specific weight categories exist. Strategies involve a careful balance of energy intake and expenditure, ensuring sufficient nutrients to support training and recovery. Drastic calorie restriction can impair performance, increase injury risk, and negatively impact hormonal balance. A gradual, sustainable approach is always recommended. Focus should be on body composition, not just scale weight. Achieving optimal body composition requires a combination of strategic nutrition and appropriate training. For fat loss, a slight caloric deficit is necessary, but it must be managed carefully to preserve muscle mass. High protein intake is often recommended during periods of energy restriction to help spare muscle. For muscle gain, a caloric surplus with adequate protein and resistance training is essential. Athletes should avoid rapid weight changes, which can compromise health and performance. Working with a sports nutritionist or coach is highly beneficial to develop individualized plans. The focus should always be on long-term health and sustainable performance improvements, rather than quick fixes. Sports supplements overview. Sports supplements are products designed to enhance athletic performance, aid recovery, or compensate for nutritional deficiencies. They come in various forms, including powders, pills, and liquids. While some supplements have scientific evidence supporting their efficacy, many do not, and some can even be harmful or contain banned substances. The supplement industry is largely unregulated, making it crucial for athletes to exercise caution and seek professional advice. A food-first approach should always be prioritized, as whole foods provide a complex matrix of nutrients that supplements cannot fully replicate. Supplements should complement, not replace, a balanced diet. Before considering any supplement, athletes should ensure their foundational diet is optimized for their training and performance goals. Only then should they evaluate supplements that are evidence-based, safe, and third-party tested for purity and absence of banned substances. Key considerations include the athlete's specific needs, the potential benefits versus risks, and the cost. Common categories of supplements include protein powders, creatine, caffeine, and pre-workouts. Understanding the science behind these products is essential for making informed decisions. Always consult with a sports nutritionist or medical professional before incorporating supplements into a regimen. Popular sports supplements. Efficacy. Among the vast array of sports supplements, a few have strong scientific evidence supporting their efficacy for specific athletic goals. Creatine monohydrate is one of the most well-researched and effective supplements for increasing strength, power, and muscle mass, particularly in short-burst, high-intensity activities. It works by increasing the availability of phosphocreatine, which rapidly regenerates ATP. Caffeine is another widely used supplement known to enhance endurance performance, reduce perceived exertion, and improve focus. Its effects are dose-dependent and vary among individuals. These supplements, when used appropriately, can provide a measurable edge. Protein powders, such as whey or casein, are effective for increasing total protein intake, supporting muscle repair, and promoting muscle protein synthesis, especially when dietary protein is insufficient or inconvenient. Beta-alanine can improve high-intensity exercise performance by increasing muscle carnosine levels, which buffer acid and delay fatigue. While these supplements can be beneficial, they are not magic pills. Their effects are modest and only become apparent when combined with a well-structured training program and an optimized diet. Athletes should always prioritize whole foods and consult with professionals to determine if supplementation is appropriate for their individual needs and goals. Special dietary needs. Vegetarian-vegan athletes. Vegetarian and vegan athletes can thrive in their respective sports, but they must pay careful attention to their dietary planning to ensure adequate nutrient intake. The primary concern for plant-based athletes is often protein quality and quantity, as plant proteins can sometimes be incomplete or less bioavailable. Combining various plant protein sources throughout the day, e.g., legumes with grains, ensures a complete amino acid profile. Excellent plant-based protein sources include lentils, beans, tofu, tempeh, quinoa, nuts, and seeds. Strategic meal planning is essential to meet the higher protein demands of athletes. This approach ensures all necessary building blocks are available for muscle repair and growth. Beyond protein, plant-based athletes need to be mindful of several other micronutrients that are more readily available in animal products. These include iron, vitamin B12, calcium, zinc, iodine, and omega-3 fatty acids. Iron can be obtained from dark leafy greens, legumes, and fortified cereals, but absorption is enhanced by vitamin C. Vitamin B12 supplementation is crucial for vegans, as it is almost exclusively found in animal products. Calcium from fortified plant milks and leafy greens, zinc from legumes and nuts, and omega-3s from flax seeds and chia seeds are also important. Careful planning and potentially targeted supplementation under professional guidance are key to supporting optimal health and performance for plant-based athletes. Special dietary needs. Endurance athletes. Endurance athletes such as marathon runners, cyclists, and triathletes have unique nutritional demands due to the prolonged and often high-intensity nature of their training and competition. Their primary focus is on maximizing carbohydrate intake to fuel extensive glycogen stores and maintaining consistent energy levels. High carbohydrate diets, 6 to 10 grams per kilogram body weight per day, are common to support daily training and prevent chronic fatigue. Nutrient timing, particularly around long training sessions and competitions, becomes even more critical for these athletes. They must also prioritize adequate protein intake for muscle repair and adaptation, despite the carbohydrate focus. This balance is key to sustained performance. Hydration and electrolyte balance are paramount for endurance athletes who experience significant fluid and electrolyte losses through sweat over extended periods. Developing a personalized hydration strategy, including pre-loading with fluids and electrolytes, consistent intake during exercise, and aggressive rehydration post-exercise is essential. Fat intake also plays a crucial role, providing a dense energy source for longer durations and supporting overall health. Endurance athletes often benefit from training their bodies to utilize fat more efficiently as fuel, a concept known as fat adaptation. This allows them to spare glycogen stores. Careful planning and consistent execution of nutritional strategies are vital for success in endurance sports. Principles of exercise training. Effective exercise training is built upon several fundamental principles that guide program design and progression. The principle of overload states that for adaptations to occur, the body must be subjected to a greater stimulus than it is accustomed to. This can be achieved by increasing resistance, duration, frequency, or intensity. The principle of progression dictates that the overload must be gradually increased over time to continue stimulating adaptations and avoid plateaus. Without progressive overload, the body will cease to adapt. These principles ensure continuous improvement and challenge the athlete appropriately. Proper application prevents injury and promotes consistent gains. The principle of specificity emphasizes that training adaptations are specific to the type of exercise performed. For example, resistance training builds strength and muscle mass, while endurance training improves cardiovascular fitness. The principle of individuality recognizes that everyone responds differently to training, requiring personalized programs. The principle of reversibility, or use it or lose it, highlights that training adaptations are lost if training ceases or is insufficient. Finally, the principle of diminishing returns suggests that as an athlete becomes more highly trained, the rate of improvement slows down. Understanding these principles is crucial for designing effective, safe, and sustainable training programs. Strength training for athletes. Strength training is a vital component of an athlete's overall conditioning, regardless of their sport. It involves using resistance to induce muscular contraction, which builds strength, power, and endurance. Benefits include increased muscle mass, improved bone density, enhanced joint stability, and reduced risk of injury. For athletes, strength training is not just about aesthetics. It directly translates to improved performance. Whether it's a stronger sprint, a more powerful jump, or greater resistance to fatigue, program design should consider the specific demands of the athlete's sport, focusing on movements that mimic competition. Proper form and technique are paramount to prevent injury and maximize effectiveness. Key components of a strength training program include exercise selection, load, weight, volume, sets and reps, rest intervals, and frequency. Periodization, which involves systematically varying these components over time, is often used to optimize adaptations and prevent overtraining. Different types of strength training, such as hypertrophy, muscle growth, maximal strength, and power training, are employed depending on the athlete's goals and training phase. Incorporating compound movements that work multiple muscle groups simultaneously is generally more effective than isolation exercises. Proper nutrition, particularly adequate protein intake, is crucial to support muscle repair and growth stimulated by strength training. This holistic approach ensures comprehensive development. Endurance training for athletes. Endurance training focuses on improving the body's ability to sustain prolonged physical activity. It primarily targets the cardiovascular and respiratory systems, enhancing their efficiency in delivering oxygen to working muscles. Common forms include long-distance running, cycling, swimming, and rowing. Benefits include increased aerobic capacity, VO2 max, improved cardiovascular health, enhanced fat utilization, and greater resistance to fatigue. Endurance training also strengthens the heart muscle, increases capillary density in muscles, and improves mitochondrial function. These physiological adaptations allow athletes to perform at a higher intensity for longer durations. Consistent training is key for these adaptations. Key components of an endurance training program include duration, intensity, frequency, and type of exercise. Training zones, based on heart rate or power output, are often used to ensure appropriate intensity. Long, slow distance, LSD, training builds aerobic base, while tempo runs and interval training improve lactate threshold and VO2 max. Periodization is also crucial in endurance training, cycling through different phases to optimize performance for specific events. Proper nutrition, emphasizing high carbohydrate intake and consistent hydration, is absolutely essential to support the high energy demands of endurance training and competition. Recovery strategies, including active recovery and adequate sleep, are equally important for sustained progress. Flexibility and mobility. Flexibility and mobility are often used interchangeably, but refer to distinct aspects of movement. Flexibility is the ability of a muscle or group of muscles to lengthen passively through a range of motion. Mobility, on the other hand, is the ability of a joint to move actively through its full range of motion, requiring both flexibility and strength. Both are crucial for athletes to optimize performance, prevent injuries, and improve movement efficiency. Poor flexibility or mobility can restrict movement patterns, reduce power output, and increase the risk of muscle strains or joint issues. Incorporating regular stretching and mobility drills is essential for comprehensive athletic development. Various methods can improve flexibility and mobility, including static stretching, dynamic stretching, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation (PNF), and foam rolling. Dynamic stretching, performed as part of a warm-up, prepares the body for activity by moving joints through their full range of motion. Static stretching, typically done post-workout, helps improve long-term flexibility. Mobility drills often target specific joints, such as the hips, shoulders, or thoracic spine. To improve their active range of motion, consistency is key. Incorporating these practices regularly yields the best results. A well-rounded training program integrates flexibility and mobility work alongside strength and endurance components. This holistic approach supports overall athletic longevity. Injury prevention and rehabilitation. Injury prevention is a cornerstone of sustainable athletic performance. Athletes are constantly pushing their physical limits, making them susceptible to various injuries, from acute sprains to chronic overuse conditions. Effective prevention strategies involve a multifaceted approach, including proper warm-ups and cool-downs, progressive overload, adequate recovery, and balanced nutrition. Addressing muscular imbalances. Improving flexibility and mobility and using correct technique are also critical. Listening to the body and recognizing early warning signs of overtraining or impending injury can prevent more serious issues. A proactive approach to health is always better than a reactive one. This holistic view minimizes downtime. When injuries do occur, effective rehabilitation is essential for a safe and timely return to sport. Rehabilitation typically follows a structured progression, starting with pain management and protecting the injured area, then gradually restoring range of motion, strength, and proprioception. A multidisciplinary team, including physiotherapists, sports doctors, and athletic trainers, often guides this process. Nutrition plays a crucial role in rehabilitation, providing the necessary building blocks for tissue repair and reducing inflammation. Adequate protein, specific micronutrients like vitamin C and zinc, and anti-inflammatory fats can accelerate healing. Patience and adherence to the rehabilitation plan are vital for full recovery and preventing re-injury. Returning to sport too soon can have severe consequences. Periodization in training. Periodization is a systematic approach to training that involves dividing the training year into distinct phases or cycles, each with specific goals and varying levels of intensity and volume. The primary aim is to optimize performance at key times, example, competition, prevent overtraining, and reduce the risk of injury. Instead of maintaining peak fitness year-round, periodization allows for planned fluctuations in training stress, enabling the body to adapt and recover effectively. This structured approach helps athletes achieve progressive overload without leading to burnout. It is a cornerstone of advanced athletic program design. Understanding periodization is crucial for long-term athletic development. Practical application, case studies, applying sports nutrition and exercise principles in real-world scenarios requires critical thinking and adaptability. Case studies provide an excellent opportunity to integrate theoretical knowledge with practical problem-solving. Each athlete presents a unique set of challenges, including their sports demands, dietary preferences, training schedule, and personal goals. Analyzing these factors allows for the development of highly individualized and effective plans. This practical application phase is where the true value of the diploma becomes apparent. It moves beyond memorization to genuine understanding and strategic implementation. Learning to adapt plans based on athlete feedback and performance outcomes is a crucial skill. Consider an endurance runner preparing for a marathon. Their nutrition plan would emphasize high carbohydrate intake, strategic fueling during long runs, and robust recovery meals. A weightlifter aiming for maximal strength, conversely, would prioritize high protein intake, adequate calories for muscle growth, and specific nutrient timing around resistance training sessions. A vegan athlete might require careful attention to iron and B12, while a team sport athlete needs to balance explosive power with sustained energy. These diverse examples highlight the need for tailored approaches. By examining various athlete profiles and their specific needs, learners can develop the skills to design comprehensive and effective sports nutrition and exercise programs. This final module bridges theory and practice,